Hi, my name is Greg and I work for the New Client Services Department for Lacerte. This video is a demonstration on using the Proforma process. This is how we transfer clients from one year to the next. In Lacerte, we push the clients into the next year. So if we want to age clients from the 2013 Lacerte tax program to the 2014 Lacerte tax program, we will use the 2013 tax program to push those clients into the 2014 program. This is the 2013 Lacerte tax program. The program update that includes the Proforma or transfer function is historically released in November. You must update this program to get that transfer functionality. Until this program update is released, the Proforma or transfer function will not be available. To update Lacerte, go to Tools, then select Lacerte Updates, and then just follow the prompts. Like most actions in the tax program, there is more than one way to initiate this transfer process. You can select this button at the toolbar here, or you can select Tools, Transfer Clients Proforma to 2014. Earlier I mentioned you must update the 2013 program to get this functionality. If you've not updated, you will get this message indicating that this feature will be released in a later version. If you get this message, go to Tools, Lacerte Updates, and update the program. Remember, the Proforma release will be available early in November. This is the Proforma Wizard Welcome screen. Select Next to go to the next screen. This screen has two choices. Transfer all my clients for all my tax modules at once. We'll transfer all the tax clients from all the tax modules, individual, business, all tax types, in one process. The option Select Specific Clients from the Individual Tax Program will allow you to select specific clients to be transferred. Notice that option has Individual. That's because we're in the Individual Client module. If we had the program open to a different tax type, that tax type would be listed there. If you use the Select Specific Clients option, you must go into each tax type to age the clients one tax type at a time. So, if you want to transfer all clients at once, use the top option. If you need to transfer one or a few clients from one tax type, use the second option. I'll demonstrate the All Clients option first, then come back and demonstrate the Specific Clients option after that. So, with all clients selected, I'll select Next. There's a brief initialization that occurs, and then we get this next screen. The first time you run the Proforma Wizard, this screen defaults to the typical. In that description, the destination location of the transfer is shown. The default will mirror to where the 2013 program data is located, but it has 14 tags instead of 13 tags. If you need to change the destination directory, select Custom to get that option. Now select Next. This screen is a summary of what's being transferred. We'll select Next now. You can see this will take a minute or two depending on how many clients you have, but it's a pretty quick process. This next screen is a diagnostic showing the diagnostic results that has some detail about what was transferred for some specific clients. There's a print option here and you can print this screen if you care to. Select Next to get this last screen. Again, a quick summary of what's about to be transferred, and then finally Finish. When I open the 2014 program, there's going to be a brief process to where we'll see the clients come into the program, and then those clients will have completed that transfer process. So that's what we're looking at here in the individual module. So there's my clients I transferred from the 2013 into the 2014 program. I do want to point this out. The first time you go to each tax type after that transfer, you're going to see that brief process occur. That's the final process of pulling those clients into the 2014 program. But then after that, once everybody's been pushed into 14, you won't see that process every time you go to the new tax type. Earlier, I mentioned the ability to transfer specific clients from a specific tax type. There are also some custom transfer options. I'll demonstrate that process and those options now. Open the Proforma Wizard the same way we did before. Tools, Transfer Clients. Select Next on the Welcome screen. This option, Select Specific Clients from the Individual Tax Program, will allow you to select one or a few or all individual clients for transfer. Since we're in the Individual Tax Program module, this process will only move individual client files to the next year program. Using this option, if you need to transfer a different tax type, you must change that program to the tax type that you want to transfer. Let's move forward by selecting Next. This screen is the same we saw earlier in this demonstration. The typical will transfer the clients to this data path. If that path is not correct, you can select the Custom option. I'll use Custom just to show you some of those extra screens that you see when you select that Custom option. Let's click Next. On this screen, we have all the clients listed on the left. To transfer a client, select the client, then Add to the column on the right. You can select several clients by holding down the Control key and then adding them like that. Once we've selected all the clients we want to put them on the right, we can select Next. This screen is coming up because of the option we selected, the Custom option. This is where we can change the destination directory for the transfer. For the next year program to see this transferred data, this path must be the same as the data path in the next year program. Use the Browse button to change the path, and when we've got the path correct, click Next. This next screen allows you to select what data is to be transferred, and by default, everything is selected. You can click on each of these items to see a description of what that item is. Usually you'll want all these items to be transferred. Once you're satisfied with your selections, select Next. This next screen allows you to select items to be printed during this transfer process. Normally nothing is printed. This would allow you to have a printed copy of all the clients to be transferred. This option is not used very much, so none of these are selected by default. You can click on each item to see a description of what would be printed. Select Next to move to the next screen. This is a review window of the settings we've selected for this transfer. You can see the number of clients to be transferred, the destination directory, the transfer client data options, and also those transfer print options. And then we'll select Transfer Now. Earlier in this demonstration, I transferred all of my clients at once. I intentionally left those clients in the next year program to be able to show this warning message. If the client already exists in the next year program, you get this warning that the client already exists. To be more specific, the Lacerte program is looking at the client number, not the client detail. So when this message says client already exists, it really means there is a client in the next year program with the same client number. If we continue to transfer this client file, the client in the next year program with the same client number will be overwritten with this client file. This action cannot be undone. So if you get this message, please be aware that if you continue, the client with the same client number will be overwritten in the next year program. If you get this message and you're not sure if you want to overwrite, just select Cancel to stop this process. You can select Yes to overwrite this file, or there's also an option Yes to All. Again, a word of warning. If you overwrite a client file, this action cannot be undone. And finally, this last screen shows a summary of the transfer, and this summary can be printed. We don't see it on this screen, but the printout of it is time-stamped, so you can have a record of when the transfer was done. Well, that's it. I hope this video helps your understanding of the Proforma or transfer process. Thanks for watching.